Most business owners use AI after they've already made their decision. They use it to write the announcement, draft the email, or justify their choice. Now that is backwards. I use AI before I commit to anything major, whether it's a $5,000 investment, a high stakes meeting, or a pivot in my annual strategy. Now, this shift to using AI as a thinking partner matters way more than specific prompts or prompt stacks ever will. So let me explain. Most people like to use AI as a team of doers, which is great. They want to do the work faster, better, and cheaper. But if you're a serious operator, you know that the output of your work isn't the highest leverage. Your highest value is your strategic thinking. So what the top 1% understand that others don't is that whilst output is important, it's nowhere near as important and valuable as the decision-making process that comes before it. So if your thinking is flawed, getting the work done faster or cheaper just means you're heading in the wrong direction at a higher speed. Now, the reason AI works isn't because of the tool, it's because of the context. So I don't ask generic AI for advice. I have trained it up so that it knows everything it needs to about me. In this case, my values, my long-term vision, my standards, my goals, all of that type of stuff. So that when I ask for feedback, I'm talking to a board of advisors that knows exactly where I'm trying to go. So let's bring this into a real life scenario. So I've applied this AI thinking partner model to 3 decisions lately that I've wanted to stress test. First is through an investment filter. So I was about to buy 3 purchases. I was about to make 3 purchases. So basically, I had my credit card in the system ready to buy a $5,000 program. But then I thought, let me just stress test this with AI because it knows all about me. Is this the right call? So I said, does this program actually align with my goals? Is it worthwhile, or is it just a distraction? Interestingly, it pointed out a mismatch in the program promise compared to my own 2026 market positioning. So I completely missed this. The program on its own it was stellar, but in isolation. For me, it wasn't the exact right move for me at that stage. So I didn't buy it, but I was about to. So it saved me $5,000 and weeks, if not months, of misdirected effort and cognitive load. Conversely, there was hardware and software I was looking to buy. $1,000 for one, $500 for the other. AI came back and said, 100% hell yeah. So my system confirmed that they were the exact levers I needed for my current projects. Now, I didn't abdicate decision-making to AI. I just made sure that AI sanity checked my thought process before committing. I still take ownership of the decision, and I'm still very pleased with those decisions. But I used AI to stress test it before making that commitment. And I'm very glad I did. Now, the second scenario that I stress tested with an AI thinking partner was before a high stakes meeting. There were multiple stakeholders from different roles representing a range of different interests and agendas. Now, most people, including the old me, would use AI to analyze a transcript after the meeting turned pear-shaped to find out why it got derailed and how to resuscitate those relationships. Now, thankfully, I did the strategic thinking first, and that negated the need for damage control. So for clarity, I didn't use AI to script what I was going to say. I used it to think through the dynamics in the room, who's going to be there, what does each person care about, where could this go sideways, and what outcome actually matters to them and to me. So I wasn't preparing talking points. I was preparing how I wanted to think and how to navigate the conversations and shape the agenda. So thankfully, because of all the thinking and sparring with AI to nut all that out beforehand, I was able to show up in a completely different headspace. I was calm, I was deliberate, and I was far less reactive than I might otherwise have been. And I got a result that I just wouldn't have got otherwise. So very, very pleasing. And again, doing the AI thinking beforehand was much better than debriefing a situation afterwards. Now, the third area where AI has been my thinking partner in a practical sense just in the last couple of weeks has been with my strategic planning for the year. So I ran my business goals, my personal goals, and essentially my dream week through the system to check the calendar physics. So I needed to feed it my real world constraints, speaking, travel, client days, kindy drop-offs, training days, surf windows, family time, all those bits and pieces that I was trying to essentially make sure fit into my calendar. So I could actually ask it, can I actually execute this plan within my week to week life constraints? And how can I structure my training and workshop days and program durations to fit in around existing family and holiday commitments? All right, so it identified exactly where my travel plans would have broken my calendar. And I was able to move a couple of in-person workshops to online workshops instead of having to fly across the country. And like previously, I would have just locked everything in and then found a way to make it work. All right. And that would have incurred unnecessary stress and last minute changes. So using AI as a thinking partner in the start of the year helped me uncover these conflicts first so that I could just rejig things and adjust. I was able to adjust the strategy before the year even got underway. So now it can just flow from the get-go. All right, they're the three examples. So when you start using AI as a thinking partner, the noise disappears. You stop being a technician chasing tools and working faster, and you start being an operator who leads with judgment. So a technician will ask, how do I get this done? The operator says, is this worth doing? And how does it fit with the life and the business that I'm building? So the goal isn't just to save time. It's to make sure that when you do show up to do the work, you're showing up with 100% conviction because you know the path has been cleared. So this way of working, moving from like an AI technician, playing around on tools, to a high level AI operator is the core of what I cover in my coaching workshops, training programs, and keynote speaking presentations, plus in my YouTube videos. So if you want to start making this shift yourself, I've put some free resources down below to get you started. If you want to move faster, reach out and we can have a look at the different ways I can help. But check them all out and I will see you in the next video. If this has been useful, hit the like and subscribe. Cheers.